everybody. Welcome to the Freaking Weekend Podcast. I'm your host, Jackie Lucas, and
Jeff Banson here. How are you, everybody? It's been a little bit of another late summer hiatus, but you don't have to worry about that anymore because summer is, I don't want to say it, summer is over-ish. It's not quite over.
It's back to school. And not for nothing, it's Labor Day weekend, and I'm ready for these kids to go back to school. It sounds so bad. I think it's because they weren't doing camps in August and stuff, and we tried to make the best of it and do stuff, but all of us together, and you know, they get on each other's nerves and stuff. So they need a routine and they need to go back to school, and mommy and daddy need them to go back to school. And Lucas, my youngest, is going into kindergarten.
I can't even believe that, because when I met you, he was a baby.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, Jeff, I told you this when you had Luca, it just goes so fast. I cannot even believe it. So yeah, kindergarten, 2nd and 4th, here we come. And you had a milestone birthday, right? For when was Luca's birthday?
Well, before we get to that, I would say I agree with you on those two things about it going so fast. Also about getting kids back to school, even though Luca's not in school yet, he's in daycare. So like we go on a little staycation or whatever. And at the end, we'd be like, all right, time for you to go back to daycare. Time for other people to deal with you for a few days, you know? So I get it. Even though I'm not at the school point yet, I get what it's going to feel like in that like release of like, other people to be responsible for a little bit. I also am now starting to get the it's going fast thing, because I had nothing really to reference it with before, because we were still in the first phase, if you will. And now I have an air freshener of Luca's face.
You showed it, I think.
Yeah, I showed it several episodes back. And I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, he was so small. Where did that go? He looked like a little cherub. And now he's like a teenager. He's like breaking out. He's got rash. I'm like, it's the baby version of Zitz. He's got, you know, and he's going through changes. He started walking.
Oh, and that's like a whole, once they're like on the go, like your life's over for like the next, I don't even know.
You know what? I'm okay with it.
Stage.
I'm okay.
It's so much fun.
Love
but
having him walk to me. The only thing is you have to be on top of him, and you have to like know where he is at all times. You have to have your head on a swivel.
Get little things on the floor everywhere, the outlets, the corners of the tables, the leaning on things and falling over.
Yeah.
And, I don't know.
I mean, we needed that. We're kind of up on that anyway, because ever since he started crawling, and could crawl to these things and could not walk, but prop himself up and could potentially hit his head on the table. I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to like anticipate what will go wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
totally.
Okay, you walked off the blanket there. You're going to trip on the grass and whack your head on the cement. You know,
you're a parent. Happening. Congratulations. Assuming the worst, being scared of everything that like is going to happen. Like you're just, it's like congratulations. And you are officially, I give you the seal of approval.
But yes, milestone number one.
Well, he's hit many milestones, but he turned a year. So
yes, turned a year, and again, everything is already starting to change quickly. So, you know, we're waiting for him to start talking back to us. That's the last shoe to drop.
Don't even get me started about that. Ooh.
So it's fun. We're having a little dual birthday with family this weekend in the backyard, because a lot of family was traveling and away for his actual birthday. So we're like, let's have a dual party on Jeff's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. The unofficial end of summer is also my birthday. It's, you know, you just start to kind of live with that. I used to be that back to school birthday kid where you didn't make friends with your classmates quick enough to be able to be like, hey, cupcakes. Like, you know, that's weird. I feel like to bring.
Well, they don't even do cupcakes anymore. There's no food celebrations allowed in school. Yeah. When it comes to birthdays.
Of COVID or just because?
No, that's just allergies. So like they'll have, they have like an approved list for school, and they'll give you like, you could do a Halloween party. There's like a couple of an end of the year party, and that's specific things that like they'll say you can sign up for. But when it comes to birthdays, I remember always bringing munchkins in,
Of course.
cupcakes, even in pre-K, you know, in the nursery schools and stuff, I would do that. But that all comes to an end when you get into public school.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad, but I see where they're coming from. That there's, you know, allergies and
God forbid a kid gets sick.
Yeah.
You know? We should just have the
well, Lucas is September 13th, so he's in the same boat as you. Aubrey's October 2nd, I'm October 7th, and JoJo's October 25th. So I'm coming into the birthday season.
Bunch of Libras.
Yeah, me and Aubrey are definitely. Joe is not.
Joe's a Virgo.
Yeah.
He's 13th, right? Of September?
No, that's Lucas. So
Lucas and Luca is just the cutoff. He's a Leo, but by like a day.
Oh, so he
was almost a Virgo.
Yeah.
So listen, it's so funny how the whole family is like July, August, September. And it seems like with you guys, it's September, October.
And then Andre's January. So it's like, he's just kind of, he's like right after Christmas. So that's like, oh, sorry.
Old man winter.
Exactly.
Don't tell me I said that. So yeah, I mean, the summer has gone by in the blink of an eye. It has felt long this time around, and maybe that's because of two things. Maybe that's because it got hot really early. Like in May, we had like a couple of 90-degree days. So it got hot relatively early.
Yes, because I remember it was Mother's Day and I was frozen, bundled up on the field, and it was like a week later. It was like 90 degrees, and I was like, "What on earth is? There's no spring." It's so bizarre to me. I love summer, so I loved because we have the pool and the kids getting outside and enjoying the yard and stuff. It's sad that it's coming to a close.
It is. I think the other thing too is because it has been so. I mean, we're in a drought. All of Long Island is in severe drought right now. It was the South Shore. Now it's, up here in the North Shore too. It's because every weekend has been relatively great weather. You always get some stinker summer weekends. So you may have to take a beach plan or a boat plan or whatever, a barbecue plan, and push it ahead.
Yeah.
I feel like I have actually got my fill of summer this year because there's been pick of the weekend, pick of the letter. Yeah. We've always had nice weekends. So I've really gotten to do everything I kind of wanted to do.
I don't want to jinx it too, because I feel like, I know Buddy's going to start barking in about 5 seconds. So hello, Buddy.
You're going to say hurricane.
Oh, no, that's what I'm talking about. So not a hurricane, but I feel like there's always one event, whether it's a hurricane or a tropical storm or just a really quick storm that comes through in the summer that like takes out the power for a week and ruins like I know this is like complaining about the pool situation, but like, turns the pool green because there's no power and blah, 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 blah.
The pool stinks. It's a process.
This dog.
We had, you and I believe it was our first year, right? 2019. I think we had Isaias, and that knocked out my power for like 10 days. That was in early July or mid-July. So, and that was an ice storm. That just goes to show you how active that season was, that we had an ice storm in July. We just got, and this was projected to be a very active season. We just got our D storm today, Danielle. Thankfully, it's out in the middle of the Atlantic. It'll be a fish storm. It shouldn't have really any impacts, but it's been kind of almost shockingly and also historically quiet. This is like only the 3rd August where we didn't have one named storm.
That's crazy.
So yeah, really wild. And you know what? This is one of those things where you love to see all the forecasters be wrong. You love to see them be wrong because you don't want that destruction of property, possible potential loss of life. You don't like to see that. So I hope we continue to be wrong, but it does look like things are heating up a little bit out there. So we'll just have to watch, kind of all atmospheric factors and trade winds and where it gets steered to. But
because are we in hurricane season for, down in the,
not just but we're approaching the heart of hurricane season.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So kind of the halfway point, but I feel like in my life experience, I have seen the most active part of hurricane season kind of be on the latter half. I remember a lot of September, October events, but yeah, we'll just hope it stays. We'll hope it stays quiet for now. We could use the rain. I mean, look, you could see real quick. You drive down the block, you know, very, very fast which houses have in-ground sprinklers and which houses don't. There is some crispy brown lawns out there.
Some toasty lawns, and it's been a quiet hurricane season, but it's never quiet in my house.
I see you're like, I'm better. Like
Lucas is coming down the stairs. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're seeing me like making nasty faces. I'm about to get up. I muted myself because Buddy's trying to jump on top of the kitchen table because I told you I gave him a chew toy, a bone, like, you know, one of those chew things, thinking he'd be quiet. So now he wants the whole bag. So he's complaining. And then Lucas is tiptoeing down the stairs with his little stuffed animal in his hand, trying to tell me something. And I'm just telling him to be quiet.
Right.
So I'm gonna mute myself for a second, and I'm gonna put those treats in the laundry room, in the mud room, and then you talk about.
I'll do a quick weather soliloquy.
Okay, I'll be back in a second.
All right, cool. All right. So yeah, looking ahead to the rest of hurricane season, again, I do think we'll pick up a little bit of the slack that we have had. Do I think we're going to hit our original projections? You know, where we were looking at, you know, teens to around 20 named storms? I don't, and I'm happy to report that. Again, we just hit our D storm today. We may have an E storm later on this week in the next 7 days. But do I think we're going to be like the last 2 years, crazy active, you know, exhausting almost all the alphabet, and in one case having to go into the Greek alphabet? I don't think that's going to happen, which is good. Good news. We could use some quiet weather. Again, we could use the rain, but you'd never like to see it come in the form of a hurricane. You also don't like to get all the rain at once, because then that leads to flash flooding. The ground is so dry it can't absorb all of the rain, and that leads to a lot of runoff and leads to a lot of flash flooding concerns. Also, when you get very heavy rain events here on Long Island, a lot of that tends to run off into the Sound and the ocean to a lesser extent, mainly the Great South Bay, the Peconic Bay. You get a lot of runoff, and what you'll have is a lot of beach closures, or not necessarily the beach closing, but the swimming prohibited, because all that water runs off into those bigger bodies of water, and then you get bacteria possibilities, so they'll cancel out of swimming. So that becomes a big deal. Has not been a big deal this summer because we have been bone dry around here. But yeah, I was just saying, Jackie, you never like to get all that rain coming back at once, because you can't. What you need like days of light to moderate rain, kind of those dreary, drizzly days. You need a bunch of those strung together to really be able to take advantage of the rain and make up for the drought that we've been going through. And of course, you certainly don't want to have it in the form of a hurricane or a tropical storm. So
that's riveting. I'm just gonna talk about. I appreciate it. No,
you weren't paying attention.
I was listening. No, you said some important things, but you know me, I have to like kind of.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a beach lover, you love this summer, though, right? Or a pool goer, you love this summer. It's been pretty hot.
It's been crazy because this was the first year we took them to the ocean, the real ocean. We went to Robert Moses because I was always so nervous with the big waves and everything and the undertow that I didn't want them to go in the water. I still was nervous because there's so many people there too, but they had such a good time, like being in a real ocean with waves instead of the like North Shore where it's like rocky and you know it does the job. Listen, like I love our North Shore beaches that are close to my house and everything, but like it's something totally different about going to Jones Beach or Robert Moses or any of those beaches on the South Shore.
I agree with you 100%, especially with young kids, to be able to kind of splash around, not have the wave factor. This brings me right into my next point, which is I've always found it fascinating how both people on the East End and the North Shore, they refer to the Atlantic Ocean beaches as the ocean. They don't say we went to. Well, hold on. They don't say we went to the beach today. They say we go to the ocean. Me growing up in the South Shore, The beach only meant one thing, and that was we went to the ocean beach. But we never said the ocean. We just always said the beach. We didn't.
Because if
know
I took the kids to the beach, it could mean Crab Meadow. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's what it was for me, you know?
Right.
But, like, this time we went to, like, the real beach, you know? A real, like, beach with a real ocean and everything.
Right.
But it was funny because I haven't been, except for work, you know, going to Jones Beach. I haven't been to Robert Moses, though, in maybe 12 years. So, like, we parked and, like, they had like a bar, like tropical like area. I was like, okay, I can get used to this.
They did augment their facilities.
Like they have
for sure.
some like what did we went to Field 5?
Yeah.
And like it's such a short walk and they make it easy now because they have like we brought like you still bringing with all the kids like a huge rolling like, you know, not a cooler, but like one of those rolling bin
the wagons.
Things. Yeah, wagons.
Oh,
to like
stick
best
everything
purchase
ever.
Oh yeah,
you got to get the ones with like
the big wheels,
the big rubber, the oversized tires.
Yes, they're so good. We use that for the beach, and then also because you know my kids play a ton of sports, and JoJo does a lot of like lacrosse tournaments and football stuff, and we'll just stick all the equipment, all the snacks, all the drinks, all the chairs, the tent, and the wagon, and you just you know wheeling it. It makes it so much easier instead of carrying like crazy. But yeah, like they make it very nice. I was like, I'll try a froze at the beach. Froze at the beach.
You know,
it's
so funny
good
because up by us, it takes almost the same amount of time, even though as the bird flies, it's so much closer to go to these North Shore beaches. But
oh my God! Yeah,
there's no highways involved, and it's all like back windy roads. It takes the same amount of time for me to get down to Robert Moses as it does to the beaches up here, which is so funny.
Oh, really?
It's all
because
highway.
like I'm like 10 minutes from Crab Meadow.
You're closer than me. I'm further south, so
it takes me like almost. I'm
like 25 minutes to either.
Oh yeah, because you're more
further down.
Sent down and west a little bit more.
Yeah, so
a little more.
But hey, listen, I have someone who's been to some of the beaches up on the North Shore. Really find the value in that, especially in a day where there's rip current advisories, you know, high risk of rip currents down on the South Shore. I'm like, I don't want to deal with that, especially when you got a kid. Can't beat these North Shore beaches. Just wear your Crocs, wear your beach shoes.
Which beach did I go to? And it wasn't that rocky at all. Was it Ash Roken that wasn't that bad?
What about Sunken Meadow?
You know what it is? I'm like, well, because I have the town pass, because you have to get the town of Huntington pass to get into all these beaches. I was like, I don't want to spend another $10 to park. This is me, you know, talking. We haven't been to Sunken Meadow.
We were thinking of next year because we have a 4x4 vehicle. We were thinking of doing a drive-on beach pass because it's down by Robert Moses, one of them.
And they're still doing that?
Yeah, there's different times a year that you can and can't do it because, you know, they have like the birds nesting, the piping plovers.
Yeah.
So there are certain restrictions. I believe earlier on in the summer is when the restrictions are. The later you get, in fact, they open up a lot more beach. So, but that's just an option. I mean, that's why we're so blessed to live here. There's just so many options.
I know.
to enjoy the summer. So it is sad to see it come to an end, but now we enter the next phase, and of course, we have so many things around here to take the kids to do: pumpkin picking, apple picking, you name it. So,
I mean, I get it. We're in September, so I guess you know it's acceptable now. But like people in August starting to like post pumpkin spice latte stuff and all that.
Right.
But then again, I'm the one that's like, oh, I'd rather put my Christmas decorations up in September than like, you know, fall stuff. So I like people love even though I'm all fall birthdays. I just, the whole fall vibe. I love the pumpkin picking and stuff, but like, I'm not like a crazy, like pumpkin this, pumpkin that person.
Right.
It's just my thing. I don't know. You're like,
I mean, but again,
I'm gonna get a lot of hate comments on that one. Just like I'm not gonna touch that one.
I'm just not a fan of the pumpkin spice stuff.
Oh, I don't
let it breathe. Like, can we just wait till September 22nd when
when summer officially over?
Well, in my
weather?
world, it is over because September 1st is first day of meteorological fall, but the the astronomical, which has to do with the position of the sun and the earth, that is on the 22nd.
Okay.
So apparently I learned today that also pumpkin spice, I forget which one it was. Either it makes you constipated or it makes you poop. One of the things, but it was just one of those funny like final digs where it's like reasons to not get into pumpkin season so quickly. Here, I have it up right here.
Because it clears your system out.
P.S. Pumpkin spice causes constipation.
Oh boy, yeah.
Which is funny because you would think it's.
Talk to your medical professional about that one. Don't take our advice.
Is it roughage or is it like a banana where it blocks you up? But anyway.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
No, I've had a really good summer. I've gotten to take advantage of beaches and barbecues and you name it. So I can kind of get on board with fall. Maybe I'll even let pumpkin spice lattes slide a little bit this year. Who knows?
Yeah.
How you feel? As Jackie took a sip of her pumpkin iced coffee.
yeah, pumpkin iced coffee.
But you missed the pool. Again, pros and cons. Kids back in school. No more pool. No, we still going to be 80 degrees for the next 10 days. So
I think it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I think it's kind of crazy that some of these kids go back to school before Labor Day. I know that there's a lot of like school districts on Long Island. I don't know why they do that.
It's been changing, I've heard.
Yeah, it's weird, but thankfully our school district isn't until Tuesday, so
yeah. It only makes sense, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, the unofficial end of summer, Labor Day weekend, you enjoy it with your family, and then
back to school. But we promise that we'll be a little bit more regular too now that the craziness of summer, dies down. We took, a couple
a little more regular.
A little more regular,
like a little callback to
your pumpkin spice latte. Yeah,
that was really good. I'm proud of you.
I meant like regular, like we're gonna try to do this like once a week and everything and stuff. So and try to bring some extra guests on and stuff. But we appreciate you following us, listening. Don't forget to, if you want to give us a little like or a comment or subscribe or however it works,
Please do those things. It definitely helps. And if you like what we're doing, even if you don't like what we're doing, who couldn't like what we're doing?
I know, right?
No, just let us know and give us ideas. We're always looking to tweak and get better for sure. And that's a good way to help us out. And again, don't forget Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Podcasts. We're pretty much everywhere you'd want. And of course, you're watching us. If you're watching us here, you're on YouTube. So you can subscribe to our channel. And it's really great. You get a little pop-up notification when we have a podcast. So for those of you who have been hanging on the last few weeks, wondering where we were, you don't even have to worry because you'll see it when we have the latest episode up. So
awesome. All right. Well, we're going to see and hear everybody soon. Jeffrey,
yes.
It's been always a pleasure, and enjoy your birthday dual celebration weekend. Happy birthday. And
good weather for it.
Yeah, awesome. And we appreciate everybody. Stay safe, have fun, back to school, everybody, back to work.
Happy Labor Day.
Yeah, have a great one.
Have a happy Labor Day. Don't forget, you have work on Tuesday. So you have to go back to laboring, all right? And kids go back to studying.
Woo!
All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.